there are some that now are trying to silence one of our voices here. This is breaking news that the U.S. administration is investigating Iran war critic Trita Parsi and saying that they may even look to deport him because he's saying things that they don't like. This is now, it's starting to flow up on all kinds of media here. I hope this is wrong, or I hope that this is just a scare tactic, but he's been pretty outspoken about saying a lot of the same stuff that you and I talk about here. And I consider that troubling.
I make a couple points here, Danny. First of all, Trita says basically what you and I say, right? In a very important way, the three of us are interchangeable on these issues, right? And the fact that they're thinking about deporting him, if this is true, is horrifying. It's despicable. What does this country come to? Trita Parsi is a loyal American. I mean,
exactly.
This is all kind of crazy. The idea that they're going to deport somebody who's saying things about the Iran war that they don't like. It's not like he's a cheerleader for Iran and he's feeding them classified information or something like that. But this is where we're at in this country at this point in time. And by the way, what's most disturbing here is that President Trump and the Republicans ran on the platform that the left, the Democratic Party, and people on the left-hand side of the political spectrum were trying to shut down free speech. And there was certain instances where that was true, for sure. But President Trump comes into office, the Republicans are in charge of both the House and the Senate. And if you ask me, they're far worse than the Democrats were.
You know, it was so ironic, John, even more so, because I remember at the inaugural speech, President Trump said this.
After years and years of illegal and unconstitutional federal efforts to restrict free expression, I will also sign an executive order to immediately stop all government censorship and bring back free speech to America.
Obviously, that was just a bunch of empty words, because it only lasts as long as you're saying free speech the way that he wants you to. Otherwise, you're going to get shut down. And who knows whether tomorrow it's going to be me that's going to be brought up on some made up investigation, or you maybe even.
There's no question about that. And as you and I know, both of us have suffered professionally, not greatly, but we've suffered somewhat professionally because of our views. You and I, both two guys who served in the American military, right? And they're basically punishing us for saying things that we firmly believe are in the American national interest. Right. You're two guys,
exactly right.
American firsters, you and me, who care about the United States, want the United States to do good things. And what we're criticizing when we listen to people like Generals Keane and Kellogg, and what we're arguing for, are all aimed at doing good for the United States and actually doing good for the Ukrainian people, if you want to talk about the Ukraine war and even the Iran war. And I think the same thing is true with Trita. Trita really wants to shut down the Iran war badly. And he is, in many ways, deeply dedicated to seeing if he can help sway the public debate in ways, and the debate inside the administration as well, in ways that lead to a ceasefire and then a deal. He really wants a deal. So his intentions are noble here. His intentions are in the American national interest, as is the case with you and me. And by the way, getting back to the question of why we're in so much trouble today, what's the cause of this? This is part of the problem. When you don't have an open debate and you punish people who you don't agree with.
I hope that this is just a shot across the bow. It turns out to be nothing. There's a lot of pushback. Like I imagine we're not the only ones who are going to be coming to Trita's defense and talk about how he is an American patriot and seeks the best good for the American people, and others start to see it too. Hopefully it doesn't go any further than that.